Apparently. And
it's
the
overturned
truth.
On the truth.
And the truth will overturn it. So you lawyers that acted as a legal party.
What's that guy's name? David
Wynn Miller.
Yeah, I was referred to him by a friend recently, and I didn't know who he was. Did he originally, like when this was going around quantum language?
This was going around, I think,
like a year ago?
Just about maybe 2 years ago.
And was that David Wynn Miller?
Yeah,
that was him?
Yeah.
So I knew I heard that name somewhere, but I didn't know he was the quantum language guy.
But I can overcome David Wynn Miller like this. Not subject to legal or quantum interpretation. It means what I say, and if you don't understand, ask me questions. Ask me questions, because in a contract, both people need to have a meeting of the minds, and to have a proper meeting of the minds, proper, and doing your own due diligence and responsibility, you need to understand exactly what the contract is and what it is not. So,
yes, that was one of the points. That was one of the points that worked really well. When a friend of mine went to the courthouse, he put in paperwork into the courthouse. The lawyer came in front of the judge and he says, "I don't understand I don't understand the meaning of this paperwork." So the next time he put in paperwork to the government, we acknowledged on the paperwork that if they did not understand the affidavits that were subjected into the courtroom, that they were to just simply refer to the creator of the affidavit for clarification. So if you don't, when they love to hide behind, "I don't understand," but exactly, it is about a meeting of the minds, and there is no excuse of not being able to understand. But if you're talking about the criminal code, the only way you can understand the criminal code is you have to be a criminal. You have to have a criminal mind. That's why it's called the criminal code. It's not for you. And therefore, and it's also...
How many of us have actually ever felt, though, growing up or even into our adult, I use that word lightly, adult. I know I'm not an adulter, but whatever. But into our older years, have ever really give a shit about their legislation? We're not lawyers. We don't care. We want to work. We want to earn a living, pay our rent, pay our bills, support our families. We don't care what these idiots are passing for bills and shit. We don't have time to read stacks and stacks and shelves of books to interpret their goofy, weird little law which applies to their sandbox. Most of us don't give a shit because we're born, we grow up, and we've got our own sense of right and wrong. We have a sense. Our parents taught us what that was. Some of us went to church. Some of us went to whatever, seminaries. We've had our religious backgrounds. But we all have a sense of morality somewhere. And a sense of right and wrong. We know how to treat our neighbor. You learn that in school. You learn that like when you're socializing.
Yeah.
And as far as our laws goes, we don't give a shit. The point is, we don't give a shit.
Well,
like the Canadian Criminal Code, fine. But you know what? That might apply to the RCMP.
Act in love shall be the entirety of the law.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Unlike Aleister Crowley, I agree with free will, but based on where I've evolved in through everything that I've come to, it is to do what thou wilt with love shall be the entirety of the law.
Aleister Crowley, he doesn't even be worthy of entering this URU presentation. He doesn't even worthy to enter this conversation. He is that guy's crazy. Do as thou will? Well, they're doing as thou will. We just watched the video on the Obama bill. That's do as thou will. Fuck everybody over. I don't care what my language is like. But that's their bill. That's what their do as thou will, Lucifer.
The only way that...
And one thing about Rob Menard. Let's mention a name bomb here. Rob Menard, I like how he did say, he introduced that, he said, you will not, he says, I went through all their because he had some problems there with Child Family Social Services, and so he'd started digging. That's how Rob started, basically. And he says he went through all their acts to figure out how to defend his claim. And he says, one thing I didn't find in all their laws was he couldn't find the words love, compassion, truth. You won't find that in their laws. it's not there.
Apparently, we're having a little bit of a difficulty finding a legal definition for you.
Well, you are you.
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 You are you. You can find a dictionary definition, and
hey, let's not give up all the secrets in one episode.
Yeah, it's pretty much episode. Okay, now here's I guess
those are the deeper things. You got to subscribe for that, people.
Subscribe, compensate, or whatever. What I would say is, I had an anger phase, and many people I've talked to.
Let's just put it this way: anger phase. But let me just. What is okay? You guys go look it up anyway. But go on. What is you? Whatever.
What I'm going for is the anger phase. Is I thought every lawyer, every policeman, every dentist.
You know, we're at 37 minutes. We should cut us off at 40. What do you think? Maybe 50?
I
Maybe
think
an hour? Doesn't matter.
I think 40 is good.
No, keep going. We're doing good. We're on roll. At least we're rolling now.
But
let's just get footage.
I thought every lawyer, every dentist, every doctor, every nurse, every public servant, basically everyone I come in contact with that was getting a government paycheck, I figured they were in on this extensive scam, fraud, deceit. That's what I figured. And then, once I was able to get through the anger and realized that the deceit, the fraud, has been perpetrated on us all. Russell Means made a video that's called Welcome to the Reservation. They tried these principles out on the reservations, on the people that were here before Europeans come here. They tried it. Could you imagine how mad you would be? Just think about this right now. Is it like all of a sudden, like, guess what? You're not allowed to raise your own children. They're going to be gone for 10 months out of the year. They're going to be in school, and you get to see them only on summers. They're not allowed to speak English anymore. They got to speak Chinese. Can you imagine if the Chinese tried to do that to us? Wouldn't we be up in arms? Well, that was what was done to them. Their children were taken away. Their language was taken away. Could you imagine if your child went to school and they had, I've heard as high as 50% death rate? Could you imagine? And not having a say in it? I don't know more.
All in the name of what? All in the name of what?
Well,
what was that in the name of?
English Church, Catholic Church. Ultimately, it was all in the name of...
East India Trading Company, and I think the Crown was in there too, isn't it?
I may be getting mistaken here. It might be the Clearfield Doctrine, but if I haven't mistaken, what's going on is the determination was made that if you are not part of our religion, that's any of the European religions, that you are a beast and should be slaughtered. But some people in there had, I won't even call it a redeeming quality, but what they said is, kill the Indian, save the man. Indian is an English term. I don't know what it is in French. I imagine it was close to the same. I don't have all the answers, but I've done a lot of digging. And I know the people deserve better. The planet deserves better. Corporation is actually something you should just disregard and go to the people behind the corporation, the shareholders in that corporation. I have no regret for people that are ultimately successful and abundant. But I live in a giantly abundant, magical universe that there's enough for everybody. So all we're trying to do is build something better for everybody. If it comes to compensation, contribution, or donation, unlike the funding scheme and the accounting scheme of many different associations, no, we believe in transparency. Ultimately, we would like to withdraw from those onerous societies. I'm going to call them for what they are. Breast cancer, Cancer Society, American Cancer Society. You failed, and you failed by design and on purpose. You're paying administration. Cancer is more rampant than ever. The cures are readily available, known to many, and you are done. I'm not going to persecute you individually.
Why not?
Because I'm Beard Love.
Your brother Love.
I'm Beard Love.
Beard
Brother
Love. Brother Beard Love. Okay, that works.
Brother Beard Love works too. Brother, Father Love.
Bearded Love. Okay, well, Brother Love, why not prosecute them individually? They're acting.
I would.
There's gonna come a day. There's gonna come a day when their excuse of acting on behalf of is not gonna wash.
Oh, I was
because
just
the
doing what I was told.
That's not going to wash. It never washed for the
Nuremberg trials.
Goodness, yeah. The Nuremberg trials, it's not going to wash at the end of the day. There's going to come a day when there's no more excuses, people. There's one excuse. We, the people, the ones in this room, the ones with the brain, the ones who are waking up, will decommission you of your duty, relieve you of your duty,